What's up, everybody? Took yesterday off from video making. I just wasn't really feeling it. There wasn't a whole lot going on beyond what I had talked about on Friday. So there wasn't a video yesterday. I didn't hear a whole lot coming out of the camp beyond what we learned about Adams and Metcalf. So just left it as it is for a day. But today, Sunday, happy Sunday, by the way, we've got a little bit more to go into. There was a lot of stuff that happened at training camp yesterday. Most of it was positive, and I want to talk about some of these specifics, what we're seeing, what we're being indicated will be the case when the season starts, the things that seem to be going as planned or maybe even better. And we also have some additional news on the Jamal Adams front, and it's actually more good news. So things are pretty good right now. But of all the things that we've heard from training camp so far, all the things that we've seen, I think the coolest thing, the most encouraging thing, concerns Coby Bryant. Cornerback Coby Bryant, one of our rookies, has been great so far in camp. And I'm going to lead off with some talk of him because to me, there have been a lot of positive things to come out of camp so far. But if Coby Bryant catches on as a really good cornerback, that's going to help make this roster really fall into place, I think, because we obviously have taken some gambles at the cornerback spot by letting some of the players go that we have, like DJ Reed. To a certain extent, I would say Shaquille Griffin, because he was a pretty good player, and we decided to bet on our ability to continue to find players in the draft and at the bottom of free agency and cheap on the trade market. And so far we've done it with Sidney Jones, but obviously you got to keep going. You got to keep adding on to that. And Coby Bryant, him being good as a rookie is kind of important to whatever hopes we have of success this year. And him being good over the duration of his rookie deal is really important. So Coby Bryant, I think he's the best thing out of camp so far. So we've got this tweet from Greg Bell. He had a play. It was one of the best plays of the day, where he leapt in the end zone to knock down a Geno Smith pass that was headed towards Colby Parkinson. Now, Colby Parkinson has 6 inches on Coby Bryant, so that's not a matchup that he would expect to win a lot just in terms of measurables, but he did it. Got up there, knocked the pass down, and it's captures what he's been doing so far in camp. The dude looks good. Apparently, he had 3 pass deflections today. He did give up 1 touchdown, but he had good coverage on a good win. So, encouraging stuff. I want to lead with that. Got some other interesting notes as well. Jamal Adams, good news here as well. More good news. Apparently, he will not need surgery on his finger at any point. It just needs time. So there will be no surgery this offseason, this season, or next offseason for the finger. So I'm going to file that away as good news. Not that it matters a ton because we weren't planning on having him have surgery in the middle of the season anyway, but it's better than surgery, right? Like, you hear surgery and you start making some assumptions. Another standout from training camp so far has been Al Woods. He had a great play in the backfield on, I believe it was Ken Walker a couple days ago. He also had a play on Rashad Penny where he was running down the field trying to catch him on a running play and actually managed to bring him down near the goal line. Al Woods is a big dude. He's an old dude. He's been around forever. And he's chasing players deep down the field. So, on the one hand, I want to say, hey, take it easy, dude. Save it for the real games. But on the other hand, I got to say, for a guy who's probably looking at his last NFL contract right now, Al Woods, you can see why this team likes him so much. You can see why this team made sure to keep him around. And I'm not sure it's going to work because he is old, but you can still see he's got that fire. Some other interesting notes. We had a play where Josh Jones ended up with an interception of Geno Smith on a pass to Noah Fant. The most illuminating thing about the play, however, was that Jordan Brooks was in coverage on Fant, and he was the one who batted the ball. So Jordan Brooks' biggest weakness in his game is doubtlessly his coverage. So whenever I see or hear him do something good in coverage, I'm going to shout it out, because that, to me, is the thing that keeps him away from being a great linebacker. He can be a pretty good linebacker if he just stops the run the way that he does now. Maybe he can become a really good one if he wants to become a presence in the pass rush, but you got to give me something in coverage. You can't just be a black hole in coverage. So I look at that and I go, well, we're headed in the right direction, maybe. Metcalf was quiet, had a nice red zone touchdown over Artie Burns, but he didn't practice a lot because it was his first practice in a while. Another guy who really, really shined in the training camp yesterday was Tyler Lockett. Geno Smith hit him 3 times for touchdowns, some really impressive plays, sideline tiptoes, high point contested catch at the goal line. I have said a few times now that I think Lockett is going to lose some effectiveness with Wilson gone because their rapport was so big. But it seems like Geno and Lockett are doing a pretty good job picking up where those guys left off. So, maybe. So, to me, Coby and Lockett are the 2 most impressive players of training camp so far. Those are the 2 guys who are encouraging me the most. Because I am... When the Wilson trade happened, I was genuinely concerned Lockett was going to not be as effective with any other quarterback because so much of the Lockett dynamic was just his connection to Wilson. But if Lockett can prove he can have that connection with anyone else, much less Geno Smith, who I don't think is a long-term quarterback answer, that's really good. It indicates that he's going to continue to have value for whatever quarterback we get next year, or Drew Lock, or whoever else. The last thing that I really want to shout out here, the last thing that I really want to point out here, the third most encouraging thing for me so far has been Ken Walker. Now, it's hard to judge running backs right now because they're not tackling, but Ken Walker has shown some really good hands so far. Everything I read about Ken Walker has been he's got great hands, he's a great pass catcher. That was the thing he didn't really do in college. Question was it because he never got the opportunity or because he couldn't do it? Well, based off what we're seeing so far, he can sure do it. That is a big deal to me because that's going to add value on third down. That's going to make him a more valuable third down player. So now that we're getting the sense that he can do that, he caught a touchdown pass from Drew Lock in a red zone drill. He had some other nice catches as well. He's shown the shiftiness, which of course we knew he had. The only thing left is blocking. Can he become a good blocker? And that's a big deal. If he can't block, then playing on third down is dicey. And that's being generous. But if that's it, then, hell, he knows what to work on, right? And look, if it doesn't come, like I've said before, you can just put Travis Homer out there. Or even DJ Dallas has proven to be an adept blocker. But it's good to know that Ken Walker can catch the ball. Because he didn't really do it in college. I think he had 13 catches in 3 years in college. So... good news there, and that's most of the stuff that really caught my attention. We did hear some good word about LJ Collier from Clint Hurt, but he also acknowledged that it's too early to be sure yet because they're not in full pads. Yeah, no comment there. I'll believe that when I see it on a football field in a game that actually counts. But hey, we all have to aspire to something. And for now, LJ Collier is probably fit to aspire to look good in a no-pad practice. All right, that's basically the sense I'm getting from training camp. Locke and Geno both played much better yesterday. Locke actually may have even outplayed Geno, even though Geno still holds the lead. Good to see Lockett playing so well. Coby's awesome. Ken Walker can catch. It's good, man. It's looking pretty good, all things considered. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. And... yeah, that's training camp through day 4.